just my experience and one other person that I used to play with, or I still play with. The way we would play ranked is we would go until we lose, or until we lose like 2 in a row. If we lose 2 in a row, we get off for the day. We go play Minecraft. Usually Minecraft is the option, you know, but we would just stop and we would be done for the day after 2 losses. We would always end on a loss or try to. And I told you guys, do the same thing. If you lose 2 in a row, or if you just lose after a good win streak, get off, do something else. And of course I got tons of comments saying, well, that's stupid. What are you talking about? Oh,
I think this is actually a really good idea, and I actually do something similar to this too, because it gives a chance for your mentality to refresh, because you're probably, you know, hindered after losing 2 to 3 times in a row. And usually when you lose like in a row, you're usually losing because of stupid things. Like, they were winnable games, but your team threw by either not pushing to the objective, someone walked off the payload or something last second, someone walked off the objective last second, whatever, and you lost the game, you know. Or maybe it was just your healer was just healing the tank and no one else on the team, or your tanks weren't frontlining, you know, it could be a million things, right? Someone just wasn't doing their job is usually how it goes. Or maybe you know, usually those aren't the ones that you're the one that messes up. Now, sometimes they are, but at least not for me. Usually they aren't. Usually it's like you get this weird team that just doesn't know what they're doing, or you get like someone that is just a goofball and walks off the objective and you're just like, really? Are you kidding me? But anyways, point is, this will give you a mentality refresh, and then also I think it does help you, like, you know, take a minute, like, to, like, you know, just take a break from the game, like, take in everything that's happened, and you kind of learn from your mistakes that you made and that your team made, and maybe, you know, you'll go in with a more positive outlook and a more positive, like, attitude towards your team, because obviously, well, you should be if you're not calming. So many people don't calm, but you should be calming, because if you're calming, then you have a way better chance of winning. Anytime that I've had comms in my team, that's usually when we win. Like, that is a 90% chance of win ratio. Like, that's all I'm saying. So if you guys want to win games, I would suggest doing this if you're playing ranked. If you're playing quick play, it doesn't really matter. They'll eventually give you a bot game also to refresh you and give you an ego boost anyways. We talked about this in another video. But yeah, so you should just take a break, whether that's, you know, after 2 game loss, 1 game loss, whatever, 3 games. Like, I would go max, because you don't want to lose too much elo. Go watch a show, go eat, do something like that's going to relax you, you know, and then come back and play the game. That's what I would recommend. Or, you know, play a different game. Like he was talking about, he played Minecraft.
If I did that, I would never play, blah, 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 blah. And a decent amount of the comments I agreed with. You know, it's like, you guys are right for some of it. If you never played past like 2 losses, you'd never play the game. And I agree to a certain extent. Sometimes I feel like that's the player's fault, though. It's a lot of the time, if you're losing...
Yeah, I'm going to be honest. I usually either win, lose, or I win, and then I lose like twice, and then I'm like, okay, I'm done. Like, if you're losing constantly, like you're never really winning, or you're only winning once and then losing 3 times, winning once, losing 3 times, I'm gonna be honest, it's most likely your fault. Now, maybe it's not. Like, maybe, you know, your team's just, you know, you've just been getting bad teams and stuff, but the likelihood of that is way lower than it being your own fault. Maybe you're not going on the objective enough. Maybe you're not helping secure the objective. Maybe you're not hitting the back line enough, like depending what role you're playing. Maybe you're not healing enough. Maybe you're not, you know, pushing and like separating and spacing and positioning well as a tank. Like, there could be a million things.
A ton. To a certain extent, I have to believe, what did I do wrong? You know what I mean? But a few people have done research, and I'm going to link you guys the video in the description so you guys can go show him some love. But this guy made a video on how Marvel Rivals is rigged, and it's all set up for retention. And in the video, he went through, if you guys don't know, NetEase is the company that does Marvel Rivals. NetEase has documents out there about AI learning for matchmaking, using machine learning for matchmaking, and different ways to use matchmaking to improve player retention. And to not bore you guys to death, long story short, every single matchmaking in a video game is set up in a way that most of it isn't random, if you understand what I mean. For example, Smurf Queue. When you get Smurf Queue, you, it takes your information, it takes how you're playing, it takes everything about you and says, well, this guy probably doesn't belong here, and it'll try to pair you against someone also who doesn't belong there. And that's how Smurf Q happens. But with Smurf Q, I would assume to most people it'd be reasonable to say that there'd be other kinds of queues. For example, winner's queue and loser's queue. Now, to most people, that was sacrilege, that was insane, that was blasphemy. But I really believed it was true, because if you guys...
I think, at least from my experiences in all the ranked games I've played, if you are struggling in games, even if it isn't you, like even if it is not your stats, but if you are losing games, because that's what they're going off your matches and then your KDA, but mainly your matches, your win-loss ratio. If your loss ratio is super high, they are going to put you with other people that are losing a lot, so that you are on equal footing for player retention, and so that maybe you can improve at your own speed. But mainly, companies don't really care about that. That's just like something they say. But the main thing would be for player retention. That's the same reason why they do bots and quick play, which again, we talked about in the past video.
Ever experienced it? When you lose a lot of games in a row, or like 3 or whatever, some of the games feel like you have spoon-fed paraplegic chimpanzees on motorcycles playing with you. That's the only way I can explain it. You guys know what I'm talking, like there are people that if you had them slam their head on the keyboard, they would play better. And I've had games like that. Now I learned that not only does Marvel Rivals rig your teammates, it also has a chance to put AI on your team or the enemy team. And I believe this is also in ranked. I know we knew about this for quick play, but I believe this is all...
Yeah, I still don't know if it is in ranked. I've seen comments on my videos of people claiming it's in ranked. I've seen videos claiming it's in ranked, but I just haven't seen any evidence. Like, I've not seen any evidence of like actual bots in ranked. The closest thing I did see to that is one time I did see, or maybe it was twice, one or two times, I did see a Jeff do the same bot pathing that the Jeff the Shark does if you have a bot in quick play. So it is possible, right? But I'm not 100% sure. I need more proof, you know?
Also true for ranked. And they do it as a way to balance some of the matches. Now, I don't know how far up this goes. I don't know at what rank it stops or if it even happens. That's the part that I can't prove. However, in the other guy's video that you can see, which let me go look up his name 1 second. Okay, their name is Corvi or Corvina or something. Their video, they talked about certain other things with actual proof about it. The publications that they showed were from NetEase or from people that work at NetEase, talking about things like matchmaking or AI matchmaking and all that. And in those documents, it showed that matchmaking is determined by your win patterns, your churn rate, which if you guys don't know what churn rate is, it's how many people get off the game or how likely they are to get off the game and stop playing based on certain things, right? So churn for a video game is people that log off and never come back. That's your churn. And churn rate is, let's say 20% of people get off the game and never play again. They'll take the statistics that caused them or that happened before they got off and never got back on into account when they're setting up matchmaking. Now, they also account for skill gaps, defeat streaks, wait time, queue time, things like that, and much more. So you guys hear all that and then you realize, so they...
Like, I know Star-Lord's like really easy to kill if you actually have like a good team, but like if it's just only you hitting him, like, and there's someone healing him or even just a snow guard, like a Luna snow guard on him, like that dude is not dying up there. Like that is so...
Know what win patterns,
but it's so satisfying to use too.
Lose streaks and win streaks that happen that cause you to get off the game and never get back on. So if we were being reasonable, if you showed them that you're getting off the game for a full day after losing a match, it would make sense for them to say, well, they would get back on and play longer when they won 5 in a row, so let's give them more 5 in a row wins. Now, with rigged matchmaking or with matchmaking for anything, it's only so much that you can do because people are variable, you know, they're unpredictable. So somebody could be a terrible player, but one game they pop off and that'll throw off the algorithm. You know, they might have set it up so that you're supposed to lose the game, you go absolutely insane and you win. And stuff like that is always possible, right? Yeah. But in general, they do try to give you favored matches. So if they're trying to get you to play more, they may give you more wins. or they give you games where it's like a 55% chance of you winning and 45 of you losing. While on top of this, now this was, when I heard this is so cool to hear. And I thought about it, I was like, well, I guess it kind of worked on me and my friends. They will put you against people with skins and have you lose or have it favored for them to beat you just to convince you to buy a skin. Do you hear how that's, bro?
Guys, you guys were right in the comments. There they are, dude. They're buffing skins, bro. Skins are pay to win. You guys were right in the last video, bro. I should have listened to you guys. Oh my god, bro.
That is so cool, first of all, to set up the game so that it's rigged so you will lose against people with skins to make you say, wow, that skin was kind of clean. And they looked really cool destroying me.
Yeah, they looked cool giving me back shots.
For example, the Venom snow skin. I got completely destroyed by a Venom in that skin, and so did my friend. And we both said, yeah, that skin was kind of clean. We might have to cop that. And it works. And it's so cool to see that that's how they do things. And there's actually out there for netties statistics on how many people get off the game and stop playing based on what win rates, what win-loss patterns. For example, there's a decently high churn rate, which player loss rate, if you win too many games in a row, which is funny and it kind of makes sense. But if you win too many in a row, you won't want to play because like, oh, the game's too easy. Now, if you win hard,
I'm going to be honest, I don't think that's why people stop playing if they're winning too much. I think they get off if they're winning too much because they're worried that eventually their luck is going to run out and they're going to start losing. At least for ranked. Like quick play, maybe that happens, but for ranked, like the dopamine of getting those, you know, points and those elo points, you know, that's going to feed them no matter what. The problem is they get fearful. Oh, my time's running out. Soon I'm going to lose. You know what I mean? So they're like, I'm just going to get off for the day.
Fought games or longer lasting games, you might be more likely to stay because it'll feel like you're actually achieving something or you're actually earning that win. Now, another thing that Corvi mentioned was the fact that they compensate smurfing and boosting with hidden MMRs. Now, obviously, everyone knows about hidden MMR, and if you don't, hidden MMR is the skill value or the ranked value that you have that you can't see. Meaning, if I'm insane at the game and I actually deserve to be top 500 or one above all, the game will give me more elo or whatever it's called, RR or ranked points in the game than someone else because they're trying to push me to that rank. They're trying to push my actual number rank to the hidden rank as fast.
You know, it's funny. The game gives me like 50 elo every time I win, and yet I still don't really rank up that fast. I'm gonna be honest, because I just get the wackest games, bro. I'm not even lying, bro. Be SVP, ace, be on the objective the whole game. Still losing, bro. Still losing and playing
as possible. So what this game does is they will assign hidden values to people that are getting boosted versus smurfing to even it out and make it balanced. So for example, if you're getting boosted, you'll be assigned, let's say, a -5. If you're smurfing, you'll get assigned a +5. So when you guys play together, it'll even out so you guys don't get as much as you would have playing on your own to compensate for what they call malicious behavior, which is smurfing and boosting. They also call cheating malicious, which is crazy to hear that both of those are in the same category, but that's life.
I think they are though, like, because I feel like to most people, like, I don't really care that much about boosting, like as a not in practice, like when you like, but once you put boosting in practice, it does suck because when you think about it, that enemy team now has to go against your smurf ass, say you're grandmaster, and the rest of them are like silver, gold, you know, plat maybe. Like, that's gonna be a very hard fight for them, and it's gonna be super unfair because your account's gonna say, hey, I'm silver or whatever rank, right? But then you're smurfing and your real rank's grandmaster or a one above all or whatever, you know? That's celestial. Like, they're not gonna be having fun, and you're gonna be ruining their game, and you're going to be sabotaging their game, and you are cheating in a way because you are not. It's like if men played in women's sports, like they have a physical advantage by default, so therefore you are like cheating, you know what I'm saying? Or if you had like a disabled person versus a fully normal like person with fully capable limbs, like the person's gonna be crawling and you're gonna be sprinting to the freaking finish line. Do you get what I'm saying? Like that's just it is cheating. Like that's why they have these specified ranks, and just like in real life, that's why you have specified sports. Like that's why you have college league and then you have actual pro league. Like they're not the same thing, you know what I'm saying? Like you don't, like, yes, there are some college footballs that, you know, players that can go against pro football players, but there's not many. And that's the same in, you know, any game that you play, because whether it's a virtual or real life game, all these things still exist. It's just in virtual, it's more dexterity, mechanical, and mental than a real life game is.
You know, which I'm curious about how they determine smurfing. Because, for example, when the game first started, technically everyone who ranked top 500 were smurfing because they all had prior experience in Overwatch and this and that. I'm curious how they handle that, because sometimes you're not a smurf, you just haven't ranked up through the rank.
Well, I think they just boosted them, I'm going to be honest, because most people that were top 500 got to top 500 pretty quickly. Like, I don't think there's anyone that is top 500 and like plays the game like as a career, which all of them do, that were playing in Overwatch, that isn't already top 500. I'm just being serious. Like I see their videos pop up all the time. Now, do I watch them? Not really. Like I watch some of these people, but most of them, like I'm just not really into those kind of videos. I like more of like the funny or just like, you know, the insane videos, you know what I'm saying? Like I just don't like, there are some people I like watching, like Team Captain's interesting, Necros can be interesting, you know. I know Tim the Tatman isn't at least I don't think he's one above all yet. He last time I checked he was like Celestial or something. Like he's fun to watch, whether he's, you know, raging out or, you know, just goofing around, like, or, you know, trying to help you get better at the game, you know, because I'm sure there's a lot of people in his chat that are lower ranks.
That's also why I think there should be placements. I think there's not placements just to keep retention as well, because obviously you'll play more if you have to climb through every rank, and some people, or a lot of people, find achievement in climbing through the ranks. So that's probably why they did it. But I wish there was placements, because I hate having to go through every rank, especially when a season resets. That's such a pain.
Yeah, it is a little ridiculous.
Now, this Yap session isn't going to be as long as the rest, just because, if you guys know from my other videos, it's got a lot.
You know what's the one thing they need to change about ranked that has actually thrown a lot of my games? People just leave. Like, whether it's disconnecting or whatever, like, the match should just cancel. Like, I don't care if people leave all the time when they're losing. Whatever, just give them negative 100 elo, and like they can tell if it crashes. I know they can tell if it crashes, because it'll literally take over my Steam and make me re-download the files to fix whatever caused the crash, which they can't, because it's part like the game. Like a lot of people are having these crashes now, obviously not as much anymore. Like this was more of a season 0 issue. Like I think I've crashed once maybe this season, but the point being is like they can tell the difference. So if they leave of their own free will, if they click that exit button, or they they force, you know, the game out, just literally give them minus 100 elo. Like that's it. It'll stop people from doing this. It'll make people, you know, maybe try a little harder instead of just giving up and leaving. Like, you know what I mean? Like ranked isn't for everyone. If they don't have the mental to stay in the game, then they shouldn't be playing. They should go play quick play. Like, I know that sounds like a diggish thing, and it's like, oh, let's be all inclusive. That's what quick play's for. That's what TDM's for. That's what Doom, whatever it's called, like all these arcade modes. Like, you should not be in ranked unless you want to rank up for either your own personal achievement, or maybe you want to be like go pro. Like, that's not what I want to do. I just do it for personal achievement, but I'm just saying there are those kind of people. Like, I just find it fun and I like the dopamine.
Going on a lot of stuff with my life. So just trying to put something out right now. But before I end out, the easiest way that I found to abuse it, and I mentioned earlier, I just didn't clearly state that that's my method. Play until you lose 2 in a row. That's the best way to abuse the system, because the system wants to think you're gonna quit, you're done playing. So make them want you to stay, make them force you to stay, make them give you win rate, make them give you wins, make them give you good teammates so that you rank up. Now the announcement, this is one of the there's a few videos that I have that I'm gonna be making for you guys, like discussion videos, because, you know, I do reaction, discussion, and gameplay.
we haven't had a discussion video in a while. So we're gonna have a few of those on some of these Marvel Rivals topics, and I'm going to test this one. I'm gonna see if this actually works, and then I'll get back to you guys if it actually works. Now, maybe it'll be patched after this season, but we still have like 60 to 80 days left of the season. I don't remember. It was something ridiculous like that. So I'll get back to you like in about like maybe 10-20 days, probably less, but you know. So there will be a video about this coming out of my experience if this actually helped or worked. Not that I personally need it. Well, maybe I do, because I keep getting a lot of those shitty games, but you know, I think that's just because like I'm honestly unlucky like in this game, because like when I played last season, bro, it was so easy ranking up. Like after I got out of silver, I just went up and up and up. But this season, dude, it is rough.
I want to make, and this is so awesome, dude. I'm so excited to finally do this.
Like so many people
it's
leaving matches
Metafy.
for no reason.
If you don't know what Metafy is, it's a website that I found recently where you can get coaching and other things like Discord roles or whatever. I am moving my coaching, my AIM coaching, over to Metafy. I'm releasing a Marvel Rivals coaching on there as well, which it should be out already by the time you guys see this. And you guys are going to be the first people to know about it, because I haven't made a dedicated video for it yet, which if you know about my coaching in the past, I always did dedicated videos for it. So just one warning, the coaching is,
Okay, the rest of the video is his announcement. Just go check out his coaching if you want that, okay? Like, I just don't want to listen to that for, like, you know, another 5 minutes. Just me personally, or 3 minutes. So, yeah, make sure you subscribe and like to Shoddy. That was a really good video. And I agree with a lot of his points. Like, straight up. Like, that is literally how it is, okay, guys? Like, you just gotta, you know, roll with the punches, and you gotta, you know, do your best. You can't blame it always on your team. And if you really think that it is your team and that you need a reset, do what he said. Once you lose 2 matches in a row, I would just get off the game, go play something else, play something chill, go watch something, play quick play on Marvel Rivals. I don't know if that'll have the same effect though. I think you actually have to get off the game. I would do that just to be safe. And then come back tomorrow. Maybe your luck, or you know, you'll have better. It'll match you with better teams, because maybe you're like in a loser queue, or maybe you know, you were doing bad for a while and now you're actually good at the game. Whatever, you know, maybe you fucked up your elo, like whatever, you know, doesn't matter. We're rambling. So yeah, just try it. If you are struggling with that, maybe check out his coaching sessions. Maybe that'll help you. But yeah. And tell me what you guys thought about the video, what you thought about my opinions, his opinions in the comments below. What you guys think about this whole thing. Have you guys had any experience? Have you guys tried this already yet? And yeah, like and subscribe to the video. See you guys in the next one. Peace.